Welcome everyone on this great Monday afternoon. This is Gabriel's Take. I'm Gabriel.
Ron.
What's your take? Today we're gonna start off. Gonna jump right into it. Chris Bosh is out. He got that blood clot and it's traveling from his calf to his lungs, and he's out indefinitely for the rest of the season, I think.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Miami might slip?
Yeah, I think they're like 23-30 right now.
Yeah, they got that 7th or 8th seed right now.
Yeah, which is crazy that they're still in the playoffs right now with that record. But
I mean,
I think they still make it. I think
Detroit catches them, man. Detroit is playing.
But there's still a team behind them. Who's the AC? Charlotte?
Charlotte's the 8th seed. They're slipping. They're not going to keep that spot at all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how close it is between Charlotte and Miami right now, but
they're pretty close.
Like you said, one of those teams definitely could end up dropping out. So you might be right. You know, Bobby Schmurda gets hot and
well, he had 17 the other day.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Hope had 25, I think.
Yeah. So if he gets hot and Detroit strings some wins together,
we'll see.
They could definitely slide in that spot, and yeah, Miami can end up falling out, but that's a huge loss for Bosh.
Well,
right?
all our prayers go out to Chris Bosh and his family. Hope you get better, big guy. He's an all-star, really big addition to that team. So D-Wade, Dragic, you guys got to step it up because he was with him on that roster. They were a great 7 seed to go into the playoffs. So they were going to
be dangerous,
very dangerous. But him out puts a lot more pressure on Dragic to learn the system quicker. And they haven't been gelling really well as of late. Since the All-Star break been over, so we'll see how it goes. But on to better news, the Cleveland Cavaliers are rolling right now, man. They just blew out the Knicks yesterday, and
Knicks are butt.
My Knicks are horrible. I'm
butt.
sorry, they probably gonna end up with the first or second pick in the draft.
Butt.
It was ridiculous. They're 16-6 since they traded for Iman and JR right now. They're playing great. They moved up to that 4 seed now.
Yeah, they got the 4th spot right now.
They're gelling.
They're getting a 2 spot.
Gelling like McClellan. They getting a what spot?
2 spot.
I don't.
They're only
see
3 games. They're only 3 games behind.
Chicago?
No, they're only a half a game behind Chicago, and they're only 3 games behind Toronto.
They might get 2 spots.
They won 16 out of their last 18.
Washington's playing horrible right now. They're slipping.
Yeah, Washington.
Toronto they're still a team unproven in these type of situations to hold on to a spot.
Yeah.
They might get. I see it happening. I do see it happening. Perk's signing is a big addition, don't you think, for the playoff push?
Yeah, I think that
he's a booty goon, by the way.
We cannot confirm or deny.
Kendrick Perkins is a booty goon. I'm calling it.
I hope he's not.
He's one of LeBron's booty goons. His muscle.
I hope he's not that kind of muscle. Man, my teeth look really white in this light now.
Do they?
One of the good things about this new light we got.
We got some new lighting here, guys. Do you like it?
Yeah.
I don't care if we don't. We got it. So.
How does it make skin tones look? Anyways, so
okay.
What am I talking about? Oh yeah, the Cavs. I think the Cavs with the signing of Kendrick Perkins,
the muscle,
are the most complete team in the East right now.
We'll get to that segment in a little bit. Most complete team.
I mean, top to bottom, roster-wise, top to bottom. I mean,
if they can stay healthy.
Obviously, you can make that argument about Chicago, top to bottom, but like, I think that consistently, like position by position, the Cavs are pretty good shape.
Can you spell
yes
bandwagon person? I don't want to say the other thing with the D rider. He's a D rider. I can say D rider for all the children watching.
How's that possible? Because I live in Cleveland. I've always been a Cavs fan. I was a Cavs fan last year. Okay. There's some people that can't even tell you the start 5 last year. I watched 80% of the games last year.
No one cares. I didn't watch it.
So I'm not a bandwagon rider.
All right, man. On to OKC right now. Russia's had a monster game last night with 21 and 17 in 27 minutes. He's on my short list MVP this year, but that's my take.
He's
don't
top
really
5.
care.
He's top 5 right now.
Like I said, he's on my short list. If I could vote, he would get the first place vote. Do you see them? They're in the playoffs now. They got the 8th seed. Do you see them maybe moving up to that 7th spot? I mean, they're a couple games behind, but
absolutely,
even with KD out,
absolutely,
KD's out with that foot. He's gonna be out maybe a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's the leader of that team with KD being out, emotionally, and just play wise.
Yeah.
He can carry him.
Absolutely. I don't think it matters that KD is out because we saw last year when Russ was out for that extended stretch. That's when KD really put his stamp on that team.
Yeah.
Made his run to claim the MVP. So I don't think they'll have a problem. And plus, they have a better supporting cast around on that team now than KD had last year, right?
Yes.
With the upgrades of Canner.
Oh, man.
They got Shooting to come in off the bench.
Not Novak. Who's the other guy?
Singler.
He hit a couple big shots today.
Yeah. I mean, last year with when KD was doing it, you had Dabo Cephalosha. You know what I'm saying? Jeremy Lamb was getting consistent minutes for them last year.
He's never. He hasn't come on yet.
You know, so guys like that, and you know, Cephalosha obviously is no longer on the team, and Lamb doesn't get any kind of minutes. So that shows you, right?
Deion Waiters upgraded that too.
Right. So it shows you what they've done for their roster. You know, behind Ibaka, they really didn't have. You know, Collison played some spot minutes. Yeah. Perkins was playing a lot of minutes. Now you got Cantor.
Ibaka's starting to hit that jumper more consistently than he has in a long time.
Yeah. So they're playing Steven Adams more. They got their roster composition is much better this year. So
they are scary come playoff time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I would love to see that matchup of them and Golden State, but I feel like
not with that problem.
They don't. But I feel like it'd be easier. Well, no, because in Memphis at 2. OKC might want to stay in an 8 spot. They might want to sit there because I'd rather play Golden State first round than Memphis.
Absolutely.
Memphis matches up very well with OKC, and they always play them tough because that defensive, rugged style of basketball. So it might be better for OKC to sit in that 8 spot and just come playoff time go against OKC. That'd be one of the greatest matchups I feel like in NBA history. So
that'd be great.
We're waiting to see it. Russ, you got my stamp for MVP. Now we gonna get into it right now. What's your take on this, Ryan? Who are your top 3 starting 5s in the NBA right now?
Yeah, so we were kicking this around a little bit earlier, so we decided might as well do it on the pod. Top 3 starting lineups, in my opinion,
for you
in the NBA right now. I'm gonna go 3-1.
Okay.
And maybe take a couple seconds to explain, behind each one. So at number 3, I got Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
They're just now starting to get healthy. For the first time this season, they're starting 5 that they envision, of Rose, Butler, Dunleavy, Gasol, and Noah. I think they've played, the least amount of minutes of any starting 5 altogether. So, they beat the Cavs last week without Kevin Love.
That was a horrible game.
They beat the Suns in a great game on Saturday.
That was an awesome game.
So they're rolling right now, man, and they're talented. They don't really have a weakness except Mike Dunleavy. I would say, he's a great shooter, but I would go at that guy just because he looks like he should be working in the bank.
I was reading something the other day about how Derrick Rose is being more patient this year and picking his spots. Yeah. You think he's resting up for playoff time?
He doesn't want to be sore going to his meetings. He's got all those meetings. After the Suns game,
he's not getting haircuts. I'll tell you that.
He's not
getting haircuts.
He's definitely not doing that. So yeah, I definitely you can see the maturity in his game, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You hear from guys. We heard this from John Wall, right? When he was out with injury, just sitting there and watching the game helps the game slow down. Yes. You think more. So we're starting to see some of that in Rose, and we're starting to see him pick his spots where you see that explosive athleticism that he brought to the table before his injuries.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he can keep doing that, keep getting better because, I might be a Cavs fan, but everybody loves to see Derrick Rose play.
Oh, when he's healthy, that man is
he's ridiculous.
He's the only on the planet. Crazy.
So yeah, with everybody, we all know what Noah and Gasol are capable of
when they're healthy.
Two great big men. Jimmy Butler's been unbelievable this season, and Dunleavy does what he needs to do. He helps him space the floor. He knocks down threes. He's a smart player. So they're in my 3 spot. Number 2, I got the Cavs. Took everything in me to not be a homer and put them number 1, but I couldn't do it. I got the Cavs at number 2. The trade, I was one of the few people in Cleveland that was a big Deion Waiters fan. I was not a fan of the trade at the time just because I thought J.R. Smith was a clown. So what are we going to do is clown J.R.? I'd rather have Deion.
Cleveland ain't got nothing for him. Sin Santana, shout out. You were in the city the other day.
I don't know who you
Holla at your boy.
I don't know who you are.
You need to find out.
Okay. So, yeah, J.R. Smith's been a great fit in the starting lineup. He was actually like an afterthought in that deal. They were doing that deal to get Shumpert, right?
They were.
They took JR because New York said, well, we're not doing this deal unless you take JR too.
And it's worked out for both parties, Cleveland and JR.
It's like that chick that you start talking to, but she's like mad, and you're like, man, I really like hanging out with her. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, she got a son. So it's like, you can't have her and not have a son, right?
You got a point.
And sometimes,
but her son's cool.
Sometimes you might just decide it's worth it, right?
Her son's cool. Like he's like 5, he plays video games, and he's not a douche.
There's a lot of 5-year-old douches out there.
Dude,
shout out to all the 5-year-old douches. Get your life together, bro.
Dude, read a book. Okay, get off the computer. WWE is not your life.
It's not. So, yeah, JR has been a great fit, man. Obviously, you got LeBron playing the 3. Did I talk about Kyrie, though? Because Kyrie is the best point guard in the East.
Okay, in the East. I like how you put that in the East part in there.
Let me throw that in there.
Thank
Curry
you.
is the best because he just sunned John Wall on Friday like he does every time they play Washington.
Yeah, man. Keep talking.
Yeah. Anyways, so we got Kyrie. You know, we talked about what JR brings to the table. He's a great catch and shoot player. He's knocking down his threes.
He is.
LeBron's the best player in the league. Okay. You got the best player in the league at the 3, man. He's got all his bounce back.
He's on the juice.
He got his
He's
juice
on the
back.
juice.
He got his hair back. I wish I had bread like that. Maybe I could get some of my hair.
You saw the hat he had the other day? His hairline was so crisp.
I know,
Where's that from?
I wish I had bread like that. I'd get my hair.
He didn't have that last week.
I have no idea.
Go to All-Star game. His shit was like
actually like you could see like today when he was on the bench, like he had his headband off and you could see like the line in the back of his head because he get like the transplant.
Taking them.
I mean, I can't laugh at hairline jokes, but I mean, yeah. So he's back. LeBron's back, bro. So we got LeBron holding out the 3, and then Kevin Love at the 4. You know, he's not playing the way he was last year, but he's doing his thing. And then Big Mozgov holding down in the middle. So yeah, that's the cast. I got them at number 2. They're the hottest team in the league.
Who's one?
Number 1, I got the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, wow.
I got the Golden State Warriors. Man. My fellow light-skinned brethren holding it down in the backcourt.
Wow.
Chef Curry with the pot and the shot. You got Klay Thompson, man. He's having an unbelievable season. Those two guys are – Steph Curry is arguably the MVP, but he's not because James Harden is. So Steph Curry is arguably the MVP. You got Klay Thompson, who's – you could probably put Klay Thompson in the top 10 in MVP. So you got 2 guys in the backcourt doing their thing.
I don't know, man.
Harrison Barnes having the best season of his career. Steve Kerr's putting him in positions and using him the right way. You know, not just doing stupid stuff like he had him last year. So he's playing really well. Draymond Green at the 4, man. Draymond Green, he wakes up in the morning and he sees his bank account going up exponentially the way he's playing this year because that man, somebody's going to pay that man. I'm not saying he's worth a max contract, but the way he's playing right now, man, somebody's going to give it to him. So he's been a great addition to their starting lineup this year. And then Bogut holding down at the 5, man. As long as Bogut's healthy, they got a shot to win it all, man. And he's been healthy for the most part this year. So they're my number 1 starting 5.
Okay, my turn. We're going to go from 3 to 1. Number 3, as much as I hate to say it, is OKC because I wish they were 1, but they're not right now because they're in the 8th seed. OKC with arguably the best point guard in the NBA, Russell Westbrook. That's mine. I trademarked it. Russell Westbrook, top 3 MVP go-getters right now. He's on my short list for MVP after what he just did the other day. With KD comes back, they'll have the best small forward in the game.
Till LeBron died?
If not,
Till LeBron
if
died?
not top 2.
Did
Can
LeBron
I finish? If not top 2. Can I finish my statement? If not top 2.
KD's not on the wall.
Deion Waiters is playing good for the 2 guard. I like him, and he's starting to play a lot better defense on this team because he knows he doesn't have to do whatever he was doing in Cleveland, which I don't know what that was. I like them getting rid of Perk. I like them. Steven Adams playing really great, and Ibaka had a great game the other day. Great game. And their bench is bolstered. Their bench is like the Hulk right now. Bolstered. I mean, you got Singler, DJ Augustine, which I feel like he works well with Russ on the court. You can even move Russ to that 2 guard and have DJ Augustine as a full-time starter if they really wanted to come playoff time. Because he's been there. He's had big playoff minutes before. So I maybe like that move when KD gets back. Augustine, Russ, and KD, 1, 2, 3. I like that. Then off the bench, you got McGarry's playing great. Nick Collison always been a good playoff player. Always. Even when Harden had that sub-zero performance in the 2012 NBA Finals, Collison was a very formidable opponent for Chris Bosh to go up against, and I like him. My number 2 team is the Atlanta Hawks.
Interesting.
I like the Atlanta Hawks right now because their whole starting 5 was Player of the Month. I feel like that just speaks for itself.
Corny.
It was, but that speaks for itself right there.
I don't know how you put them in there.
They're more corny than the Spurs. Did we not say last segment that Tim Duncan still wears the Carpenter jeans?
He does.
He does. So I think that trumps.
They showed him last week, and he walked in. He had a Henley on. It's like, okay, Timmy got a Henley on, but he had the front tucked into his belt, and the back was hanging out. Bruh, that was 2007.
That's like
the only thing he was missing. Actually, not 2007, 2003. Yeah. The only thing he was missing was a little light up belt. Remember he had the belt where he had something thrown across there? Yeah. That's the only thing he was missing, man. I
feel like it's one of the moments where he was like, "This looks cool, right?" And his girl said, "Yeah." Nah. You need your ex-wife should have called and said, "No, Timmy, you look stupid." But hey. Atlanta Hawks, Teague. I like Teague at the point guard position. I don't think they're going to make it to the NBA Finals or the Eastern Conference Finals. But still, though, I feel like they're one of the top best starting fives in the league right now. Horford and Millsap are playing great with each other, even though they're kind of undersized. They find a way to get it done, rebounding and scoring wise. And Korver's having one of the, if not the greatest shooting years of his career, of the NBA's career, though. The history of the league is just...
He might be the first 50-50-90 guy.
I hope it works out for him. That is ridiculous. But Carroll right now is playing really good at 3. He's doing a great job. And their bench is not great, but they're good. They get the job done for the Atlanta Hawks. Schroeder, the German black sensation. Is that his name, Schroeder? If I said it wrong, I don't care. He has a blind streak, like, really, dude. Just shave it off. Then you got Kent Bazemore. Shuffle feet, man. I love Kent Bazemore. Shout out to him. But yeah, that's my number 2 team. My number 1 team right now, the Memphis Grizzlies.
Go ahead.
The reason now listen, I'm not really a big Memphis fan at all. But when you look at that top 5 who's been together for the last 4 years, and they've been to one Western Conference Finals, and I think they lost to Spurs that year. I think that might have been the year the Spurs beat the Heat in the finals. They haven't been to the NBA Finals yet, but I feel like this might be the year for them. Yeah, I mean, Marc Gasol and your big boy Zebo, they've always been great in the post, and they're playing great right now. Like they're the catalyst for that team. And Mike Conley is a very underrated point guard in the league, very underrated. And then they just signed the 2, because you got Courtney Lee there. They just signed somebody. Jeff Green. Oh man, the 3. That's gonna really help them out come playoff time, because he brings an added score to that 3 position. Vince Carter, he wasn't doing it. He's too old, and Jeff Green is more athletic. He's longer. He can play. He can play them. He can play KD pretty much. I think they got him for KD come that playoff series if they go up against him, because he can guard KD a little bit. But yeah, that's my number 1 team. You feel like you had something to say about
I do, because I'm shocked. I'm flabbergasted. I am exasperated at the fact that you have the Atlanta Hawks starting 5 in there, and you above the Cavs.
Yeah.
How is it? We're specifically talking starting 5s.
I know they're starting 5 player of the month. I don't see starting 5. I mean, they have the best starting 5 for that month of basketball. How are they not in yours?
Because their
starting 5 was player of the month.
That was that month.
That month carries over.
No, it does not.
Why not?
Because it will be player of the months, plural. It was player of the month,
over yet.
singular.
They might get it again.
No, that's not it. The Cavs have won 16 out of the last 18 games. They got to have the same.
Is the month over?
The Cavs starting 5.
Is the month over?
The Cavs starting 5.
Is the month over?
The Cavs starting 5. I have that here. Oh, let me go to let's go to the stats. So, starting 5 is outscoring teams by 22 points per 48 minutes.
What teams?
The teams they play. The teams on the schedule.
So what's their record since last 16, 18?
16 out of the last 18 games.
So they're 16-2, right?
Yes.
So that's 18 teams. I know they play at least 4 of them teams twice. They have yet to play the Hawks in that series.
But
so with that being said, they have
that doesn't make the Hawks better because we haven't played the Hawks.
It doesn't make them better, but then I don't care about your take. This is my take.
The last 17 games, the Cavs starting 5 has the most points per 100 possessions.
Yes, they do.
That's a pretty big sample size. 20 games, they've only played 50. That's almost half the season.
It's a great sample size.
And like I said, they were outscoring the opponents by 22 points per 48 minutes.
Player, did we not say starting 5s?
Yes.
Top 3 starting 5s?
Yes.
So how the Hawks starting 5, which was player of the month last month, not in that conversation? They might not be in your top 3, but they should be in the conversation. Am I right? Or am I wrong?
You're wrong.
They should be in the conversation, no?
No. They have a great system. They don't have a great starting 5.
But
they're a product of their system.
But they're winning.
They are winning.
So their starting 5 looks good.
No, their team looks good. Coach Bud. His name's Coach Bud, listen, man.
Their starting 5 is playing really good right now. I don't know what you're crying about. All right, man. We're going to move on to our next segment here. This dude tripping. He on Molly's.
Who's on the wall, man? The Hawks aren't on the wall.
All right, man. You got a team. You the GM of your team.
Yes.
You're making decisions.
Yes.
You got the first overall pick of the fantasy draft. You take KD or Anthony Davis. Who you got?
You going first?
Yeah, you going first.
I got KD. I got KD because you can't win the championship without a great wing player. There has not been a team in recent history that won a championship without a wing player that was great or was playing great at the time.
Okay, you gotta say that. 'Cause I'm about to say the Spurs. You gotta say that.
I think that just looking at some of the things that KD has accomplished. First off, he's only 26 years old, so keep that in your mind as you hear these stats. He's only 26 years old. He has not hit his prime yet.
Okay.
remember last year that run he went on last year was one of the most unbelievable runs ever.
Historic.
38 games of 25 points or more. 38 games in a row. I think he broke the streak. I think Jordan had that streak. Mm-hmm. He broke that. He won the MVP last year.
Russ was out. Without Russ.
Russ was out for for that stretch. So he won the MVP last year. So he's already got as many MVPs as Kobe. And he's only 26 years old. Shots fired.
Shots fired. Shade everywhere.
He's 4-time scoring champ. So and he's got career averages of 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And that 27 points per game for his career places him 5th all time, behind only Mike, Wilt, Elgin Baylor, and LeBron.
I like how you just want to throw out just names like that.
All those guys are all top 10 players of all time.
Yeah,
off the top.
Okay.
So for those to be the only guys he's behind. So KD could arguably go down as, well, first off, he could end up being the all-time NBA leading scorer. First off, and second, he is the best scorer in the game right now. He's the most unguardable scorer.
Since Melo's hurt, yeah.
There's not one player in the league that can stop KD.
Since Melo's out, he is the best scorer in the league.
KD go up against LeBron at the peak of his powers that year in the finals, and there was nothing LeBron could do with that.
LeBron cooked sausage.
Nothing.
He looked like Brandon Knight trying to guard Kyrie.
Nothing. Okay, this is the pose he had after KD got done cooking him, because he was surrendering because there was nothing else he could do to that man. So, I think that's pretty much my case. Like this year, he's having a great year. He's missing a lot of games due to injury, obviously, but also for his career, I want to throw this in there too. He's shooting 48% from the field, 38% from 3, and 88% from the line. So basically he's almost 50, 40, 90 for his career, which is insane. So that's my case.
Okay, well, if you were I don't really care about that. So, if you were a lawyer, I would tell you your case is thrown out because that was a horrible case.
Well, all right.
Well, then I'm not a lawyer, so I don't care. Yeah. I'm taking Anthony Davis. One reason why. He's 22 years old, and he's already putting up the numbers he's putting up. Just dude, that's all you got to say, really.
That's all you got.
And he's making way less than half of what KD's making. So he's doing all this.
The cap's going up on a Tuesday. We don't care about salary cap.
You just care about salary cap. All right. Right now, Anthony Davis is averaging 24, 10, 2 assists, and 2 blocks a year. This year. He's doing this all off of just raw athleticism and skill. He really has no moves. None whatsoever. If you ever watched Anthony play basketball, he's working the jump shot a lot, but let's be real. Either he's going to shoot if he's open, or he give you that hezzy move, he go by you and he going to dunk it. He has yet to have the tools in his toolbox a la KD, a la Tim Duncan, a la Dirk Nowitzki. I reference those guys because they're all the same height and they all have, I don't say similar, it's the same skill set, but similar. Except Tim Duncan was more of a post player. They all like to shoot the mid range, and Dirk and KD can go 3, but they all can shoot the ball pretty well. But I feel like once Anthony Davis, because he's doing this, and you said KD hasn't hit his prime yet.
He hasn't.
Anthony Davis is still a baby in the league. His rookie year, he averaged 13 and 8. His second year, he averaged 20 and 10. Look, you see that jump? And this year, he's averaging 24 and 10 right now, because I feel like he's hurt right now. His rebounds are down. But just think about it like this. In 4 years, when he finally hits KD's age, the Mega will potentially be averaging 30 and 15. Shaq always gets on Dwight Howard by averaging 28 and 15. This man, Anthony Davis, could potentially be averaging them numbers. Think about it. You go from rookie year 13 and 8 on a bad team, and mind you, he's playing on a bad team now. The Pelicans have gotten better, but they're not where he needs to. They don't have the stuff around him to make him a superstar. He's being a star just based off his talent. Once he actually learns the game, like you hear Kobe and LeBron always say, once these young guys are good, actually learn the game. James Harden was good when he was with OKC, but once he learned the game and got to Houston and learned how to be the man, superstar. Once AD learns the game of basketball and learns, because he's already trying to pick his spots, but once he really starts to look at people like DeMarcus Cousins has been doing the last 2 years and go out there and average 25 and 12. Boogie's had the more 30 and 15 games here in a while. He's putting up crazy numbers. And I feel he's still young, but he's learned the game a little better. Once AD gets like that, forget one MVP. AD is gonna be the next Bill Russell. I'm calling it, hands down. Once he gets on a real team where the Pelicans finally bring him some help, I see him winning maybe 4 championships. Maybe 7.
He's not winning a championship.
Yeah, but not gonna be for a while.
He's not winning any championships.
Who?
Anthony Davis.
And KD is?
Yes.
Well, listen, I'm biased because I'm a KD and Russ fan, but for the sake of this segment, I don't even want to say it.
Kevin Durant might be the greatest. Might go down in history as the greatest scorer of all time.
Might, yes, and Anthony Davis might go down in history as the greatest basketball player of all time.
That's not happening.
Look at the trajectory he's on, Ryan. Look at the trajectory.
I see
He's a rising star. KD, what? In about a year or two, he's gonna start hitting his prime. He's gonna start to really put it together. He might stay in OKC. He might go to Washington. But Anthony Davis he's a step below KD, and he's 4 or 5 years younger than KD.
He is. But if I were building a team, I want that unstoppable force on the wing.
If I'm building a team, I want the guy who's gonna go do all the dirty work and still can score just because that's.
I want the guy that doesn't have to do the dirty work because he can stand out there from 30 feet.
So who gonna do the dirty work?
There is no dirty work.
Come on.
He doesn't miss shots. Who needs to do the dirty work when you're making all your shots, bro?
He's shooting 55% from the field right now.
That's fine.
Anthony Davis.
That's good.
That's great. That's great. And he's doing it all just off.
KD's shooting 48, and he's shooting from way. But
I'd rather have a guy get easier shots. Exactly. I want the easier shots. I want the guy who he don't need the ball to score. He just goes out and gets it. He gets his 12 rebounds a game.
I want the guy that's literally unguardable.
Anthony Davis is virtually unguardable.
No, there's guys that can guard him.
Who?
Let me think. I would put.
Don't say Boogie, because he can go around Boogie. I like.
If he was
Boogie,
so unguardable, they would have a better record, right? They'd be in the playoffs.
He's always hurt. Just like KD.
Okay, then.
Wait, hold up.
Okay,
I'm going to say this. Him and KD have been out around the same amount of games this year.
This year?
Well, actually, no.
But Anthony Davis gets hurt every year. Every year, Anthony Davis gets hurt.
You get hurt, too, if your team asks you, hey, Anthony Davis, we know you're still young and you're still developing your body because you have came to the league at so frail. Can you do all this stuff for us, please? And you playing one of the hardest positions in the game with the power forward position. Can you do all this stuff for us, please? KD had a good 3 years. The dude averaged 2 assists and 2 rebounds when he first came to the league.
You got to get stronger.
Same case for Anthony Davis, but he's playing a powerful position. It's a little bit harder down there. KD, come on. You can come down and join us. You can come down and join us and see if you can make it. Now, yeah, maybe you can. But when you was 30 in the league, you wasn't averaging 10 rebounds a game. Come on.
He averages 8 for his career.
I would average. Well, he's also got, 7? He's got 5 more years above AD. AD's doing 10. How much weight? AD averaging, wait. Let me see this because I just had it pulled up. For his career, he's averaging 9.4 rebounds a game. And it's only his 3rd year in the league.
I don't know. I rest my case.
I got AD. He's got KD.
Let us know what you think. Let us know who your pick is in the comments.
Leave a comment. Subscribe. What's your take? If you want to have a discussion, like I said, leave us some comments on my YouTube channel, Gabriel Hemingway. I'm at Instagram at Mr__Hemingway. I know it's too many underscores.
Kills me every time.
I'm on Twitter at Gabe Hemingway. What's your Twitter, man?
RonJR89.
Whatever. Yeah, subscribe, like, leave a comment. We'll gladly debate and discuss anything with y'all guys. If you're interested in being on the show, drop me a DM on Instagram. We're having a contest next week, and we'll let you guys know how that goes. Thank you for joining us on this great Monday in Cleveland. Y'all have a great day, man. Stay warm. Do your thing. We out.